Hello, everybody. Tommy here, World at War Comics, and I have 4 or 5. I don't know. I got about almost 20 different things to open. Most of it, or almost all of it, is McFarlane, except for this Ultraman right here. So maybe we'll start with Ultraman and then go from there. But man, do I have a lot of things to open up. Literally boxes that have been sitting here. I've been so busy with work. We got the new McFarlane. Spider-Man, we got Wolverine, we got Iron Man, we got Deadpool. We got a lot of stuff to open. As you know, if you follow World at War Comics, I am an out-of-the-box collector, so we will be trashing a lot of boxes. So for those of you that are in-box collectors, man, I apologize, but that's the way we do things here. Wife's rules, you know. So yeah, I'm live on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. So you know what to do on TikTok. If you could just tap that screen a bunch of times, we love those hearts. And then everybody else that is on YouTube watching me on live, Instagram, man, I hope you enjoy. But yeah, so this is the Ultraman. I got this from San Diego Comic-Con. If you haven't watched the first 3 or the 3 seasons that are on Netflix, man, you are missing out. It is such a good series. But here it is. Let's take a look. So here we go. I got to remove some. But I absolutely loved it. This is a different version, obviously, of Ultraman. But, man, the animated series on Netflix, I think, is really good. So if you haven't watched it yet, it's definitely worth watching. I have a lot of the comics and whatnot. But, yeah. And as you know, there's several different Ultramen and women. So here we go. That's what it looks like right here. So I can't wait. I usually put that on the shelf right over here. That's all of my odds and ends go. And I do have some McFarlane in there too, where I just don't have room. So I don't know where I'm going to put all these figures, but I got quite a bit. So hopefully y'all could give me some ideas. Yeah. But yeah, man, had a blast. So this, it comes with some pretty cool stuff. So it comes with 3 different sets of hands. It also comes with the new emblem on the front right here that you could change out. So yeah, pretty cool. I do like Ultraman. And I really, it's been a while, man. I read the comic a long time ago. I think Marvel, if I'm not mistaken, had the rights to it. I don't know if they still do, but anyways, I got a bunch of comics of it, but the series on Netflix is definitely worth checking out if you've never watched it before. So anyways, let's jump in. I'm going to start with some random ones, man. Sports Master, the DC Classics one, is pretty awesome. I don't know if any of you are collecting McFarlane, but this one was such a cool one. I had to grab it. So let's open up this bad boy first and see what it comes with. As you know, with any McFarlane, right, the back is the card that you get on the inside. So if you ever want to see what card it comes with and is being blocked by the figure, you could just look at the back of the box right here, and you will know what card you're getting. This one, you know, the Sports Master does come with a hockey stick and a baseball bat, which I think is pretty cool. And like I said, this is the DC Classic. And sure enough, if you look at the card, it does match the back of the box as normal. So very cool. I'm still missing the new Walmart exclusives. My Walmart has not had them. So I don't know if anybody's gotten some of the Walmart exclusives that have come out recently. I have not been able to pick those up. Wish I could, but I've been to the 3 Walmarts around my house, and I've been to a couple in San Diego. None of them had it. You know, McFarlane had, I don't know what he called it. It's like the Target Con with their toys. He had something very similar at Walmart, and nothing special happened at any of my Walmarts that I went to. I don't know if any of you were able to find anything, but yeah, unfortunately, those have not come in. But I got all the Target exclusives. So as you know, McFarlane usually has quite a bit of ties. So we'll try and get these ties without scratching any of the paint on the actual figure. Anybody else get the Sports Master? It's actually looks pretty dope. One arm I missed. There we go. Reminds me of Casey from Ninja Turtles, man. There we go. Check them out. See right here. Pretty awesome. Doesn't come with any hands or anything, but obviously you could put his baseball bat in his hand or his hockey stick. I'm a big baseball fan, so I'll go baseball first, but we do have a hockey stick if needed. So there he is with his hockey stick, or with his baseball bat, and then here's the hockey stick that it comes with, which is pretty cool. And obviously you always get your little standee, which is great because I'm looking at a shelf of Marvel Legends that about 20 of them fell over. So I think a Hulk behind the scenes fell and pushed everything forward. So because of these standees, I don't have too many issues with McFarlane, but you never know. But yeah, check it out. It's pretty cool. Here's the actual card that it came with. And then obviously it tells you a little bit about Lawrence on the back, if you've never heard of this one. I use Marvel, but any chance, do you have any Star Wars? I do not have much Star Wars. I gave most of my Star Wars stuff to my son-in-law because he's a huge Star Wars fan. If you look over here on that shelf, I do have some Star Wars figures, just all the main ones from the original movies. But most of my Star Wars stuff I did hand off to him. He is a much bigger collector of Star Wars, and I am more of a comic book fan when it comes to DC and Marvel and independence. So it was the right thing to do, and it made him pretty happy. So, yeah, unfortunately, not a whole lot of Star Wars. I have a lot of Marvel Legends. I have a lot of Marvel Select from Diamond. And I have some G.I. Joe, a few Conan, but most of it's going to be DC and Marvel. And then I'm a big collector of McFarlane figures. So I have quite a bit. I have a few hundred McFarlane figures. As you can see behind me, almost all of that is McFarlane. Yeah, I mean, I love Star Wars. Don't get me wrong. I'll be honest with you when it comes to how expensive this hobby gets. I also am at my comic book shop every single Wednesday picking up my comics. So my wife's been very clear that, you can't be a collector of everything. And she is absolutely right. It gets a little expensive. So unfortunately, that's the one. But here's another one right here. This one is the Reverse Flash, which is pretty cool. I have a whole shelf you can see right here of Flash and Flash Family. So this would be a great addition to that shelf if I could squeeze them in there, because I do have quite a bit of the Flash family. I do have some of the old DC Direct figures too, mainly in Green Lantern, because I'm a big Green Lantern fan. That's my favorite DC comic. So I try to collect everything Green Lantern. So I'm really excited to see that McFarlane is focusing on there. Obviously, with James Gunn and the TV show coming, I think that has a lot to do with it, to be honest. But I'm all in for it. More figures of Green Lantern, the better for me, because I will collect those all. I don't have to collect every McFarlane figure, but I do collect quite a few of them. I really love it when they do the more obscure, like Sportsmaster, when they do the more obscure figures. I think it's a lot of fun. We get a lot of Batman, we get a lot of Superman, we get a lot of Flash, which is understandable, right? Those are the comics that are, the Trinity, right? But man, I love it when they come out with some pretty cool obscure figures. So look at that Reverse Flash, man. The paint job on this is dope, man. Check that out. Looks pretty awesome. And obviously he comes with all of the Flash or electricity. This goes on the back right here. And you could put it on his arms and on his legs. There's all kinds of pieces for that. But I normally take these off and I just stand them up in there just because of space. Once I start doing that, I start to run out of room really quick. And although it's really cool, I'm trying to push as many figures on these shelves as possible. And that works out best for me. Again, here is the collector's card, which matches the back of the box. Here we go right here. So Daniel West. And then here is the standee. We'll throw him up on his stand right here. And then once I'm done opening these, I don't mind walking around. What's up? Shine, what's up? I'm still working on Philip Kennedy Johnson. I know he's been traveling. He's been hitting a lot of shows. So I'm hoping to get him as soon as he gets back. I can't remember what show he's at right now. If you follow him, you know that he's at a Comic-Con right now. I can't remember which one. Is it Charlotte? I can't remember. But as soon as he writes me back, man, we're going to have him on. hopefully. Had a blast the first time he was on. So if you don't know, I also have a podcast where I interview comic book creators. And me and Shine, if you're not following Shine Comics, you need to. Shine is awesome, man. Here is the Daniel West card. Like I said, it usually matches the back. And then here is the actual Reverse Flash figure, which I have to be honest, the paint job on this might be one of my favorite of the Flash. I guess you call it family. Yeah, the Firestorm figure is pretty dope. I have him right down here, and it is pretty dope. Like I said, I have been collecting for a while when it comes to McFarlane. They started in 2019. I started during the pandemic to collect some of these figures. Like a lot of people were probably buying stuff they didn't need during the pandemic because there wasn't anything to do. And I was one of those. So, all right, here's Metallo. So he looks pretty dope as well. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. What do I think about the new Green Lantern? Yeah, I ordered them. I can't wait. I actually ordered 2. What I didn't like is that they have Adam Sur. You're right. It comes with an extra head. Those are 2 completely different characters. I would have rather have been in a 2-pack, but I just ordered 2 so that way I could display both of them. But man, I'm stoked about those. The next one is going to be the rumor is it's going to be what's his name, Guy. So that'll be the next figure is what we're hearing, because obviously he's going to be in James Gunn universe, and he will be part of the TV show. So I will tell you, if you're not reading Green Lantern right now, unfortunately, Philip Kennedy Johnson, his run ends. It was only okayed for 12 issues. So his comes to an end, which I'm really sad because he is doing War Journal. And John Stewart has always been my favorite Green Lantern, mainly because of the cartoon and the military background that my family has. I just always thought that he was kind of the grown-up of the group and the leader of the group, and he was part of the Justice League when I watched the cartoon. So love John Stewart. I'll be honest, there is not enough stories about John Stewart unless you kind of go back, and I won't get into it because the writer of that series, although it was a great series, did some really terrible things and was in prison for it. You could go ahead and Google it if you want. I have that entire run, and that's probably the best run that really delves into who John Stewart is. But unfortunately, right, everything happened, and you can't even find it on DC. They've kind of wiped it out of history. Although it really did a good job with John Stewart. Now, Philip Kennedy Johnson, I think, has done a tremendous job. The relationship between his mother and him, everything that he's going through in that series has been absolutely incredible. So if you haven't read War Journal, you're making a mistake. It's awesome. And then, of course, Jeremy Adams is killing it on the regular Green Lantern series. So, yep. So here's Metallo, which he looks dope. He's bulky too, man. And I love his mask. If you look really closely, you could kind of see his eyes and his mouth. Sorry, I'm using my computer and my phone. So I have TikTok going, and then I got YouTube and Instagram. Gola, how's it going? So yeah, just opening up some action figures. So we've gotten through Reverse Flash, Sportsmaster, Metallo. I'll keep the boxes. I do some videos with them. But man, I have a lot to open up, just to be honest, right? We have the DC Rebirth Tim Drake, so I might open up that one next. I also have the Batman Forever, the 4-part series that comes with Man-Bat. So we'll put these off to the side. I just received this bad boy right here, Batman, Nightfall, Bane, and Batman. Graham Nolan, Chuck Dixon, one of my favorite Batman stories. Exactly, Sean. I agree, man. Jeremy Adams is actually genius. He is definitely going to be on the top. 100%. I already think he's one of the best writers at DC right now. I've put him at the top of my list. Obviously, you have some great things that Mark Waid is doing. Scott Snyder's back. I've loved the New 52 when he was writing that. So it's good to see him back. What Joshua Williamson's doing is incredible. So there's some great writers, but Jeremy Adams is a superstar, I think, in the making. I love Philip Kennedy Johnson. If you're not reading his Incredible Hulk run, it's awesome as well. All right, let's open up Robin Tim Drake. This one is a new one. I was gone. I went to Mexico for work, and then I had surgery. And so a lot of things have gone on over the last 6 weeks. So these have been kind of piling up in a corner. And I thought, today's as good of any day to go through them. So as you know, right, here's the card, which is awesome. And here's Tim Drake. I do collect the cards. I don't know if any of you keep the cards. I know a lot of people just throw them away. They're not really into the cards. I love them, man. Yeah, Snyder's Batman's good. I have the 2 omnibus of his run, the entire New 52 run. And it's, I mean, it starts with Court of Owls. And one of my favorite storylines is Court of Owls. I love that. Obviously getting Talon, which is right up here, as one of the figures that was created by them. Incredible, man. Yeah, the New 52, I know it started a little slow. A lot of people were upset that they were resetting. And then it got really popular, and then they reset again. I wish they kind of would have just left things alone because a lot of those storylines were awesome. But I get it. You know, people leave, people move on. Scott Snyder started his own thing, which I fully understand. A lot of creators have done that, and I think that has really hurt Marvel and DC because they've lost a lot of talent to indie. But we're getting some amazing indie stories, so it's working out for us as fans. We're getting some awesome stories, but. So I forgot to tell you, I finally got Bane's for. Oh, you did? Sweet. That is awesome, man. I love it, dude. Yeah, I have one signed by Graham Nolan and Chuck Dixon. Like I said, I'm almost 50, so I'm older than a lot of folks. And that run really helped a lot of people, one, get introduced to Batman and create a lot of love. And then obviously they created Bane together, which I think is one of the better villains within Batman. But Batman's got, I think, the best rogues gallery there is, man. You know, Spider-Man, Batman, but I think Batman has the best, to be honest, even though Spider-Man's right there. All right, here's Tim Drake. Let me know your thoughts. Do I love that McFarlane is putting the wires in the cape? So there's a lot of things that you could kind of do with the cape, especially if I know a lot of collectors do some amazing videos, like still images where they're showing the action figures actually move. And so having the wire on the cape, I think, is awesome. But this is a great addition to the Batman family. And like I said, once I'm done opening up these, I'll definitely do a little tour, although I have a shelf of action figures that fell over in my Marvel Legends, and they fall over quite a bit. Any other collectors of Marvel Legends have the same issue? Oh, the Darkseid War. You know what? I need to reread that, man. It's been a while. But, you know, my own opinion, Jeff Johns, I think, is one of the best DC writers in the last 15 years, 20 years. And DC's had some amazing writers. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's been a lot of great writers, but someone who kind of stuck with DC for a long time, dude, everything that guy did, man, I love. And what he's doing at Ghost Machine, I'm absolutely loving. You're not reading Rook Exodus, you're making a huge mistake. I think it's one of the top indie storylines out there right now. I have quite a bit of Marvel Legends, which I'll share after I'm done opening up some of these figures. But I probably have, 50 of them, 60 of them. I also collect a lot of the Marvel Select. And the reason why I collect those is because I like 7-inch figures, because I am a big McFarlane collector. So, but I have a lot of Marvel, and then I'm really excited to open up some of the new McFarlane Marvel figures, which will open up. Probably do those last, but yeah, here is this is Todd's version of Spider-Man from Spider-Man issue number 6 when he took over the run. We also have the Wolverine from Wolverine 1 with Chris Claremont and Jim Lee on art, which is incredible. We got Rob Liefeld's issue 98 of God, I'm losing my mind, but the Deadpool's first appearance. So yeah, we got some fun things to open, man. All right, here's Rookie and Mr. Bloom, which is pretty cool. You can see on the back right here, These will be the 2 collector's cards inside. Again, I love it when McFarlane goes and grabs a lot of these figures that people are not 100% aware of. It's funny, I have Ragman here somewhere too. We'll open up, and I have Ragman's first appearance. Whenever I get an action figure from McFarlane, I look through all my old comics to see if I have a first appearance, because it's kind of fun to do videos where you kind of show the character and then you show the actual first appearance of those characters. So I don't know where Mr. Bloom and Rookie, what their first appearance was. I don't know. Shine, you might know, man. You got a good mind for that stuff, man. I do have some Venomore Spider-Man issues. Absolutely, man. Kenny. Boy, if you're not following Kenny's collectibles, I mean, him and 80s Kid probably have one of the best setups I've ever seen in my life, man. Kenny, I could stare at your room all day long, my friend. And then to be able to meet you and Brian at San Diego Comic-Con was so awesome. I shared some pictures of you and I in front of San Diego Comic-Con. That was awesome, man. Always love that. And bear with me here. All right. Here's Rookie. It's like a 12-inch figure, which is awesome. Let me know your thoughts on this one. Let's see his face. Yeah. Gotham City PD. Let me know your thoughts on this one. He's pretty dope, man. He's bulky. He is bulky, so I've got to figure out where to place him. But yeah, he's bulky, and his leg just fell off, so I guess that's not good. There we go. Pop it back in. But yeah, pretty tight, man. Love the little missiles on the side. All right, let's get Mr. Bloom out. Oh, what do you all think? Who has the best Rogues Gallery? Is it Batman or is it Spider-Man? Spider-Man has some amazing villains as well. I just feel like Batman has more top. Like they're more popular, all of them. More diverse. There's a lot of amazing female villains with Batman that I think outpaces. So here it is, Mr. Bloom. Let me know your thoughts on this one. Yeah, it was great. Thank you, Kenny. Appreciate it, man. It was a blast. I've been trying to get as many Batman villains. First appearance. Yeah, dude. I mean, you better jump on it, man. Every time a Batman movie comes out, those issues go up in price. Dude, the first appearance of Deadpool is ridiculous right now. So if you're a collector, it's so overpriced right now because they just printed so many of those. There's no reason to be spending $100 on that. But you might have to wait. So here is Mr. Bloom. Did come with an additional head. Pretty awesome. McFarlane does these kind of stands, which is pretty cool. I never use them, though. I kind of just pack them up. I have boxes where I pack up all my spare parts. But you can see this is a standee for both of them, but it takes up so much room. I've been trying to get, wish. More. Oh, Anarchy? Yeah. I don't know why I'm not used. That's a good question. All right, here is, well, I do get a little bent, the cards, because I collect them and I like to keep them nice. So I have a big folder. But here's Rookie, Mr. James Gordon, and then here is Mr. Bloom. Oh, here we go. Unique character, man. Kind of like the design, like the long fingers, tall and lanky. Look at these fingers, man. How long the fingers are. Pretty tight character. And we obviously have the standees. And then for those that like to pose the figures, they do a good job on the 2-packs to put some sort of a background. It's probably a little Gotham City back there, which is pretty cool. I love that McFarlane does that. Again, I unfortunately toss them. So sorry, I know Kenny, man, his whole house is just gorgeous. Keeps everything so nice and pristine. and I'm just really rough with a lot of the boxes. The only ones that I have ever kept in the box, do I have any Arkman? Yeah, I got some Arkman Batman. So they're up on that top shelf up here is going to be all my Batmen and Bat family, Bat women. And then over here is going to be all my villains. So I have quite a few. And then you got Flash. I got Green Lantern spilling over to a couple shelves because that's my favorite comic. And then I have like Superman and Super Family. I got a lot of odds and ends down there. And then over here, I have a lot of my Marvel Select. And then over here, I have a lot of my Marvel Legends. Like I said, a bunch fell, but they're everywhere. And if you look up there, I have the Spawn 30th anniversary still in the box. One or two of them are autographed by Todd. So I've kept those in the box. But for the most part, I am an out-of-the-box collector. I go ahead and just rip open that box. And yeah, so my wife has made it very clear that everything stays in this room. And if I'm keeping everything in boxes, man, that will fill up really fast. So, but anyways, here is Mr. Bloom. Do I have any art? Yeah, very cool. Thank you for all the likes, man. You just got to tap that screen. That'd be awesome. And all of those on Instagram and YouTube, man, would love your likes and share too. Let's see how many people get to join us. But here he is, and then here is Rookie. So we'll put this off to the side. All right, let's get Fire. So here is Fire. I believe this is a Target exclusive. And Kenny, you only, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Kenny only collects Superman. Big Superman fan. All right. So let's open up her nice and easy. A lot of times when I see that a McFarlane, like a random McFarlane figure is coming out, I do look to see if I have the first appearance. And if not, I will go on eBay and I'll purchase it just because I think it's kind of fun to do videos where you show the one comic line that I have the most of. So let's see. How do you feel about Sinestro being a Red Lantern? Can't wait for a figure on it. Yeah, I mean, again, right, what Jeff Johns did with the emotional spectrum, he did it because, one, and I interviewed him and I asked him about the emotional spectrum, and he said it's something that we all could relate to, right? And he just took colors to define each of those emotions, and we all kind of fall into it. So if you look at Sinestro, I'm not a big fan that he's a Red Lantern because he really is the Yellow Lantern that started it all. But again, the emotional spectrum, you could kind of move back and forth on that spectrum, and we've seen it with a lot of the Green Lanterns, right? I mean, Jessica Cruz as a Yellow Lantern, a run that Ryan Caddy did, which I thought was really good, and it makes sense that she would become a Yellow Lantern because the one thing that she's constantly fighting is, one, the remembrance of her friends that were murdered, and two, the stress of living through that tragedy and not being able to deal with that tragedy. And that's not one of the only tragedies either. So it makes sense that at times they're vulnerable to other emotions across that spectrum. So I kind of like it. Who's your favorite Superman family character and who isn't? Ooh, that's a good question. Let's see here. Let me think about that. I mean, that's a good question. Really good question. All right. So sometimes on some of the female figures, when they have boots on or high heels, and this is a real issue with Marvel Legends, their feet are so small that they don't stand up. So you could see right here on Fire, she has like high heel boots on. So thank goodness it comes with a standee, because if this was a Marvel Legend, right, I'd be picking this up, which I do a lot of female figures of Marvel Legends. And again, maybe it's just me and I stand them up wrong. But anyways, here's Patrice right here as Fire. Pretty awesome. I'm thinking about Superman. I mean, Supergirl obviously is pretty awesome. Yeah, I mean, that's one that came first to mind, right? I mean, Tom King and that storyline. It sounds like James Gunn is a big fan of it too, and that's probably the Super girl story that we're going to get. So I would say Supergirl. She's certainly probably one of the most popular within the family. It's had her own TV show, and obviously comics off and on. So makes a lot of sense. All right, so there is Fire. Let's keep going. All right, so here is the Marvel Collector's Edition that just came out. Came with Clock King, came out with Ragman, and then Red Hood. And so this three issue line of the collectibles are some of my favorite lines. I love the cards are like a high-end card, glossy card, which I like because I do collect the cards. I don't use any of the standees that it comes with. I just keep them, but I have a ton of them just because they take up too much room. But I will do a video with the standee. Here's Ragman, which I'm really excited. This one's the one I was the most excited for. And then Clock King. Let's open up Clock King because Clock King looks dope. And I know that there are other versions of these, and I do not go out of my way to find it. If I find the limited versions of these, I'll go ahead and pick it up if I find them in like a Target, and that's usually where you find them. But you go Steel. Yeah, Steel. Gotta love Steel too. And actually, if you're reading War Journal, the way that Philip Kennedy Johnson utilized Steel within that storyline with John Stewart, it was just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm telling you, it's one of the best. It is, I think, the best Green Lantern run of John Stewart. Just to see that relationship with his mom, everything that he was trying to balance. I'm just sad to see that it's ending. But I've had Jeremy Adams on a couple times because I love him as a writer. I think he is a big fan, and he takes care of those characters because of it. And I love his writing. I just think he's such a good writer. And, he's been with the WB for a while because he did the Green Lantern cartoon. He wrote that. He's written a different animated series here's the Clock King card, William Talkman. But the cards are thicker when you look at a regular card, a little bit thicker, rounded corners. Obviously, it has the McFarlane Collector's Edition in like silver chrome on the side, and it's a much glossier finish. So if you're a card collector, these are the figures to collect. Then I think he gets an extra $5 by putting it in a fancier box. No doubt about that. Todd's a pretty good businessman, so he knows what he's doing, and he knows how collectors like myself will spend that extra $5. Let's see. You saw that Civil Corpse crossover. Yes. I was actually going to mention that, Shine, because this isn't the end of John Stewart, and it's not the end of Philip Kennedy Johnson. And, talking to Philip Kennedy Johnson and Jeremy, Philip told me they're actually really good friends. So they talk like all the time. And so they love to collaborate together. And I think we're going to be treated by that because they get along so well. Incredible. I can't wait. What's a character that you want to be made? Ooh, Mason, good question. I mean, Jessica Cruz. I mean, outside of John Stewart and obviously all the top I love Jessica Cruz. And I would love to see more development of Jessica Cruz. But yeah, definitely Jessica Cruz. I've actually told McFarlane that, and I think we might start to see like 2-packs or maybe a 3-pack of some of the other Green Lanterns coming very soon. Some that maybe aren't as popular, but there's still demand for it. But yeah, Jessica Cruz for sure. I want all the Green Lanterns. I want Joe Mullen. I want everybody from McFarlane. So I had to get Guy through DC Direct. All right, so here are the clock tools that I'll put in his hands, and we'll figure out what time we want to put it. And then here he is. And this character is awesome, man. And again, I love the wire that they're putting on that. But yeah, William Talkman is awesome. Yeah, these wire capes, I hope, just become a thing. I know he does do a lot of the cloth capes without the wire, but yeah, you got to have the wire in there. I mean, there's so many things you could do with it. Again, I'll do it like this just to make room on my shelves. But yeah, Clock King's pretty dope. Maybe a 2-pack with her and dude, Simon Baz. Yeah, I mean, I have the DC Directive Simon Baz, which is awesome. It comes with a handgun as he's a police officer. So yeah, for sure. And I do think we will see Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz in James Gunn's Green Lantern TV series. I do believe that they will make an appearance. Because remember, this is going to be like a police noir. Something's happening on Earth, and it's going to set the tone for the DC universe and everything that James Gunn wants to do. So as a Green Lantern fan, I'm so excited that Green Lantern is playing such a big role in what James Gunn is doing within the DC universe. So, yeah. All right, here we go. Ragman. Let's open up Ragman now. This is the one I was most excited about because I do have the first appearance of Ragman. Of course, it's buried somewhere. I don't think I have it out. But I did pull it out because I knew I had it. Yes. Yeah, I don't know why we don't have a... Yeah, I don't understand. Like, I would love to, like, go through each of the emotional spectrum and at least take, like, the 1 or 2 top. Obviously, orange, there's only one orange lantern, but all the rest of the emotional spectrum, it would be awesome if we had 1 or 2, like a 2-pack of the top 2 characters of that emotional spectrum. That would be amazing. I don't know if you can see, I have some yellow, some blue. I have a few back there. I'll show everybody after I'm done. But yeah, it's starting to spill over into other places. But yeah, I just love Green Lantern. Obviously, Blackest Night, one of the top crossover events ever, I think, outside of Crisis on Infinite Earths, which came out in the 80s when I started collecting comics. Here's our first look at Ragman. I love it. Even the cape has holes in the back, and it's all tattered. And it is a wired cape, which is awesome. So you see the wired cape back here. That's all tattered. Makes sense for Ragman. Look at that. So he looks dope. Mason, I think you told me before, right, that Kyle Rayner is your favorite? What's the first Batman run that you've ever read? Oh, Nightfall. 100% Nightfall. And actually, I'm staring right now at the omnibus of it. And I've had Graham Nolan and Chuck Dixon on because of my love of Nightfall. I wanted to bring them on and just say thank you because that's so cool, man. The hood comes down. It's also wire. It also goes up. That's awesome, man. But Nightfall for sure was the first Batman. That's where I fell in love. To be honest with DC, obviously Death of Superman when I grew up was a huge deal. Here's the card. Like I said, I just removed these standees. I'll take pictures with it, but here we go. Dude, that card is awesome too. Look at that gloss. You can kind of see everything that's going on in the background. It's so awesome. And again, you should see the same thing on the back of the box, which I love. But you've read Nightfall, haven't you? I mean, that's the first appearance of Bane. A lot goes on in Nightfall, man. And I do have most of that run too. In floppy, and then I have the omnibus. That way I don't have to open up my floppies and read them that way. I need to read it again. It's been a long time. Literally staring at the omnibus right behind me is where all my omnibus are. But here we go. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And here he is, Mr. Ragman. It's pretty awesome. All right, let's open up Red Hood next. Would love to see Hush. Yeah. McFarlane Batman. I mean, he's done his version of Batman, but it's in a statue form. But I agree with you. Right now, he's pumping out all the movies. He's trying to get all the movies done. So we'll see after he gets the movies done if he doesn't go back and start, Jim Lee specific. I know even Mark Silvestri, right? We have his version of the Joker, which I think is up there. But Mark Silvestri just did an incredible Batman run about a year ago. One of the best Batman stories we've had in a while. And his version of Joker was turned into a figure, and it looks awesome. I thought I had it out, but I don't. I don't know where it is right now. I run out of room, and then I have to start putting them in oddball places. All right, so it comes with some really cool tools. Red Hood. Comes the dagger. If you don't know, DC does not allow McFarlane to use GUNs with their figures, even though in the comics they use them. So that's why he creates those ammunition packs. All right, here's the card. They get a little beat up, man. I don't like that. And 1951. Wow. Pretty cool, man. That's why I said I love it when he gets into these older figures, more obscure, you haven't seen in a while. Again, we got the wire cape, which is awesome. Right, here we go. Let me know your thoughts on this one. Would be cool is they do Superman movies or even the Green Lantern movie. Yeah, I don't think we'll see a Green Lantern movie anytime soon. I'll be honest with you. I like the 2011 with Ryan Reynolds. The CGI is really probably the biggest opportunity. And remember, I mean, that's 2011. They've come a long way with CGI. So I think when we see the TV series, there's going to be very little CGI. Everything's going to take place on Earth. And it's going to be the start of the new DC universe. So according to James Gunn, what happens in that TV series is going to lead to everything else that happens within the universe. So I'm really excited about it. I really hope they don't mess up the land. Yeah, I hope so too. I had Mark Guggenheim on, and he did not all, but he did a lot of the what's it called? The Arrowverse on the WB. He did a lot of those series. The Flash, he was a big part of. So he was the writer and director of those series, and he wrote a Green Lantern show. They were about to do a Green Lantern show, and of course, when James Gunn came on and took over responsibility of the DC universe, they obviously had to stop that. No longer was that going to be the plan, and James Gunn is going to have his own version. So, yeah, it's going to be a police procedural, but it's going to take place on Earth, and it's going to have an effect on everything that happens. All right, so here's Red Hood. Comes with some weapons and stuff, which is pretty cool. I'll throw him right there. All right. Shall we do... how about this bad boy? We've been talking about Nightfall, one of my favorite Batman storylines. There's so many good ones, though. Hush, Long Halloween. What's your favorite, Shine? That's cool, man. You have the background right there. So you could do just set them all up, which is pretty cool. I do have last year's McFarlane Bane, but all Bane is, dude, this is incredible. I mean, it's very similar to the last Bane that they did. Very similar. At least in size. It's just massive, man. Bane is just massive. Just massive, man. Honestly, Zdarsky's Batman just can't be top. Yeah, I mean, he's been on it a while, man. It's been a good run. It's been a good run. Yeah, Chip is a good writer, man. You go to a Comic-Con, try and get his autograph, man. Him and Jorge Jimenez, when they're together, dude, those lines are crazy long. So, yeah, he's a great writer, man. I like Chip. But, yeah, this Bane. Let me see if I can grab my other Bane. Let's see what the differences are. I guess it is a little bit more different than I thought. Let's do something, knocking everything over. All right, let's see. This is the Bane that came as a single unit last year. And so you can see it is different a little bit, right? So obviously Nightfall, this is a more modern version. But this is the Nightfall version. So it was a little bit more, I guess archaic's the word. Didn't have all the fancy stuff on there. But man, the hands are dope. It comes with extra hands, and he has the fists, which are awesome. It comes with only one card, but I mean, what a legendary card to come with. Batman 497. I do have this comic too, which I love. It's so crazy. Crazy good, man. Crazy good. All right, yeah, it comes with some extra hands, so you could put Banes. But yeah, you can see the difference here compared to the newer version. I think this is the new 52 Bane, and this one is the Nightfall Bane. So there is a difference. Same size. The head sculpt is different. Yeah, McFarlane did a good job. I think the legs look the same, just painted differently. The boots are obviously the same, but as far as his belt and everything above, there are differences. So they did spend some money on trying to get it right, which I love. You know, obviously, as a business, you try to save money, so you might cheat a little bit, but I don't think they cheated too much on this one. So, all right, let's get Nightfall Batman out, which is pretty cool. He's all scarred up and has tears within his yes, and has got the wire. That's awesome, man. All right, so you could see that he's got all the tears all over him. I did take one of my Hush Batmans, which I know is not the same, but I did do the version of Bane breaking his back. So I'm going to have to redo that picture. But yeah, this is dope, man. This is awesome. All bloody, blood dripping down. Blood dripping down his mouth right there. It's pretty cool, man. So here we go. There it is. Nightfall Batman, Bane. That's pretty dope, man. This is the one I was most excited about. I pre-order most of everything through McFarlane Toys because if it's a set, like a 3-part set, you get a discount that you won't get anywhere else. So if you're a collector and like the McFarlane collector's editions, when they come out with like 3, they usually do it in 3. So when they come out with like 3 different McFarlane collector's editions, if you purchase them on the McFarlane website, you get a discount. It's like a $15, $20 discount. So my suggestions, if you want to get into collecting McFarlane figures, unless it's like a Walmart exclusive, obviously, you want to start on his website. And then you start to gain points, and you could use those points to buy T-shirts. And I have a couple lapel pins from his 30th anniversary. So you could buy things with the points that you gain from purchasing from his store, right? So obviously direct to consumer is a big advantage for McFarlane because then they don't have to deal with distribution and all that. It's crazy that Bane's first appearance is cheaper than Ultimate Spider. Yeah, trust me, Ultimate Spider-Man I just don't think they printed a lot, but that will come down. But I mean, Hickman's doing a great job, man. I'm really loving it. I'm behind, I think, 2 issues, to be honest, that I need to catch up on. But I've actually liked it. I like that. I like the Black Panther Ultimate run. I'm not a fan of Peach Momoko's run on X-Men. Just not for me. But I know a lot of people like it. I like her art. But the storyline, I just had a hard time getting into. And then the Ultimates, the first 2 issues, good. The third one got a little different. So we'll see. I'm going to stick to it. But, man, Spider-Man has been a lot of fun. So that's, I mean, outside of what Skybound's doing with Transformers, what Ghost Machine is doing with Rook Exodus, I mean, the Ultimates has got to be one of the top things that's happening in comics. Hickman is just such a good writer. Yeah, it's been Fireshine for sure. All right, there's the card. All right, on to the next figures. Whew, we still got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more, 10 more to go. Y'all okay? Maybe we'll save a couple. Why don't we do this? So I was at Comic-Con, and Agent Liberty was one of the exclusives from Comic-Con. So let's open up this bad boy. I really love the look of Agent Liberty. And then I have the Centennial Park tribute statue, which is dope. This is a Superman San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I actually have last year's. Obviously, I opened one, but I had bought a couple. And I have Batman Nightfall, which was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, and Superman Nightfall. Or not Nightfall, but Superman, which was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive as well. All right, let's see. Let's get his shield out. There's a shield. But it is weird that the first appearance of Bane is cheaper, though. I mean, Bane is such a popular character. All right, here we go. Benjamin Lockwood. Panic in the Sky. What a good-looking figure, too, man. All right, so it came with the standee because it's part of the collector's edition, which I will put in a box somewhere. And then he came with like a little bit of fire from his backpack. All right, here we go. So let's put the flames back here. There we go. That's dope, man. And then we could put his. This will snap on. There we go. Let me know your thoughts on Agent Liberty, man. That is so cool. That is so cool, man. So this is one of the exclusives. So, pretty cool, huh? Here's his card, which looks awesome. Just torching through this guy. You can see the fire on the back right there. It's pretty awesome. Very cool. Very cool, very cool. All right. Let me get his stand back off right here. Make sure you stand up. Dude, seriously, I don't know where I'm going to put all these. So this will be fun moving things around, trying to make it all fit. But I guess that's part of the fun of collecting. All right. Put the box away. And then maybe I'll save some of these others for another video, man. But let's open up the Superman Centennial tribute part. This one I've been dying to open, so maybe we'll make this one the last one, and then I'll do another video later opening up the rest of them. We're going on an hour here. Then I could show you around a little bit in the room. All right. I love these boxes too, man. Here we go. There he is in all his glory. Let me know your thoughts. Centennial Park statue. So we're going to do this without scratching him. Definitely looks like a statue. With a giant stand, so this is like a the stand that you would find in Centennial Park. Here is the backdrop that it comes with. I'm just going to pull this out without bending it. Again, these backdrops I put like in a comic book holder, just so they don't get ruined. So you use either side. We get him out. There he is. All right. That's cool, man. All right, let's throw him up on here. Throw his background in there. All right, let's see if I can show you all what it looks like. There he is. What do you think? Really wish we could see all the Earth 1 lines return. Dude, that would be dope, man. It's been a while. I agree, Shine. Check that out. Very cool. And then it does come with the eagle, which you have to replace his hand, which I could do. Replace his hand, and then you could put the eagle on his hand. So let's just do that because it looks dope. Bear with me. Not great for video. All right, here we go. There you go. Let me know your thoughts. And like I said, it'll sit right here. Centennial Park statue action. Yeah, definitely the eagle needs to stay on. Yeah, there we go. Where the hell am I put this? But this is dope. RDJ as, I mean, he's a great actor. I think he could do anything. I thought it was kind of a weird choice. But if you read the comics, man, there is a... and Shine, help me, man. You're so good at this, bro. But there is a storyline where Iron Man is Dr. Doom. So we'll see what they end up doing with it. They could go in a lot of different directions. I'm just glad Deadpool was really good. And we'll see, man. I hope Marvel gets back on track because they haven't really been pumping out a lot of great stuff. But it looks like they are, at least with Deadpool, was awesome, man. I loved it. All right, here's the box. I'll go ahead and keep this box just because it's the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Gold label, and then the figure here. Cool, man. Like I said, here's the Bane hands too, the fist, which I love, man. It's so dope. I have a lot of extra parts. Man, we opened up a lot. I think I'll save the last 8, and we'll do another video maybe tomorrow, if that's all right, because there's a lot. And I have more coming in, to believe it or not. So it says live will end in 4 minutes unless I put this little puzzle piece right there. I don't know what the verification was for, but yeah, I mean, RDJ could play anything, man. He's such an amazing actor. So I'm down. I'm down. We'll see what happens. It'll be interesting to see what they do with all of those, with the Avengers. So I don't know what to get into Spawn. Where should I start? Dude, okay, so Spawn is at issue 357 right now. So you've missed 30 years. What I would do is I would try and get your hands on issue 300, because what happens in Rat City is an effect of issue 300. And 300 to 357, if you could get from like issue 349 to 357, issue 350 is a really good jumping on point if you've never read Spawn before. So I would say start there. You only have to go back about 8 issues. You'll find them in stores. They produced a lot of issue 350. I think there were 6 variants of 350. Reaching 350 in that milestone for McFarlane is a really, really big deal. He's broken records. He has the longest running independent comic book in history. So he's in the Guinness Book of World Records now. I love Spawn. Again, not all Spawn issues have been great. You get to like issue 100 to 200. Some of those stories are just a little different, weren't my favorite. But I think Spawn as a character is amazing. I'm very excited for the movie. And it is moving along. It looks like the storyline's been written. They already have a few actors already lined up, and nothing has changed. And the script is in the hands of Blumhouse, and Blumhouse has been on fire with some of their horror movies that they have come out with. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a good thing, the movie. I'm excited. I know the first one definitely had some opportunities, but I enjoyed it as a Spawn fan. If you really want to get into Spawn, what I would do is go to Max and watch the animated series. The animated series will really give you the first 100 issues plus of the storyline, and then just jump right to 350, because 350 is a starting on point for new readers. The way that they wrote 350, if you're not familiar with Spawn, you're going to get familiar with him, and you'll be okay. The comic shop the other day got King Spawn 35, I think. Yeah. So the movie is going to be called King Spawn. So it's probably going to take a lot from the King Spawn line. And like you said, I think they're on issue 37 now. And I only know that because Mark Spears, who's an amazing artist, I believe has a cover coming up for King Spawn. If you don't collect his covers, just an amazing artist. And he does a lot of covers for Spawn. He actually has a Superman one coming up. He has a Jon Stewart one coming up. And his art is incredible. But yeah, I mean, the other one that you want to get into too is Gunslinger. And I think Gunslinger is like on issue 34, 35, something like that. These ones, you could get the trades. You buy 3 trades and you're up to date. So those are a little bit easier to get into. Remember, you have the original Spawn, but Spawn is something that's been taking place, for hundreds and hundreds of years. We just know of the current Spawn that McFarlane has been writing for the last 30 years, but Spawn has been around for a very long time. And so you'll see Gunslinger Spawn actually came on the scene right during the Civil War. So yeah, it's just, you could really get into a lot of branches off of that Spawn tree if you want to. It's a lot of fun, but long story short, Mason, jump right in at 350 and you'll be good, my friend. And then go back and watch the Max series. You'll love it. It is such a it won an Emmy. So it's a very well done animated series, 3 seasons, and you will fall in love with Sam and Twitch and everybody else within that. Clown, Violator. It gets really good. It gets really, really good. But I would start with the animated series and then jump into 350. All right, everyone. I can't tell you how appreciative I am of all of you joining. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I will be doing another video. We'll open up Batman Forever. I got the line that just came in. I got all of the McFarlane Marvel. We'll jump in and check it out. my next video. But thank you for following me. Do keep an eye out. I do have a crowdfunding for issue 3 of Kingsville coming up. It will be on Zoop. So if you go to zoop.gg in about a month, you'll see it there. And I'm really excited about that. I've had a couple amazing artists actually do covers for me. I have Omar Francia, which is a Marvel artist, did an incredible cover for me. And then Jordan Noir out of Canada did a cover for me, which I've already shared. So check it out. And of course, Daniel Zay, our artist, has done a cover. And that will be coming out on crowdfunding sometime in September. I'll let you all know as soon as I have the date. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube, man, it would be awesome to have you all on YouTube. It would be amazing. I've had Todd McFarlane on Monday. So tomorrow I'll be interviewing Mark Silvestri and Marguerite Bennett and going over Witchblade. And that will post on, I believe, Wednesday. But yeah, and then I have Sean from Conan the Barbarian. He works for Titan. He'll be on. So yeah, a lot of really good interviews coming up. So I really appreciate all of you. Thank you for joining me today. Really appreciate it. And I hope you all have an amazing rest of your Sunday, and we'll talk soon. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Have a good one.